everyone. Welcome back to my channel for another video. We're doing another sit down video. So it's been a few months. Oh my gosh. So the last time that I posted a video, it was a vlog, and it was mid-January 2022. I'm pretty sure. So yeah, the last time that I have come and posted on this channel was 3 months ago. So the day that I'm filming this, it is April 17th, Sunday. It is Easter Sunday. And okay, so just to give you some context, I've been filming some vlog footage. So I'm going to compile all of that and make that another video that I release after this one. But I just haven't been super excited about my vlogs because I have been really trying to find the balance in my life right now. And so yeah, I really feel like I want to do this check-in video, and then I want to post the vlog so that there's some context about how have I been doing over the past 3-4 months, right? But as always, whenever I do a sit down video, I don't know about y'all, but I am such a drink person. Me and my auntie joke that it's all the Pisces in my astrology chart. I just love to have a drink in my hand. And I've been sober, by the way, for 4.5 years. So I'm not talking alcoholic drinks. I'm just talking tea, coffee, juice, water. I need a drink with me at all times. So this is an adorable bookshelf mug that my sister bought for me. I think it was for my birthday. I can't remember. And I love it so much. If you know me, I have a book club and I have a bookshop. So I am just a book lover. And I have some sleepy time honey tea. I have some sleepy time honey tea in my mug. So I'm going to take a little sip. I left it on the delicate setting so it wasn't too hot, didn't want to burn myself. Okay, so let's get into it. I made a little list of everything that I want to kind of cover in my check-in. So the first thing that I want to start off with, I'm so excited and happy to talk about. And I'm not dedicating the entire video to this, just a portion. So in my last vlog, it was January. And in a couple vlogs before that, I was talking about how I am in a fitness routine, in a health journey, and in a weight loss journey this year. So I started this journey on January 1st, 2022. I made the decision that I am going to lose weight this year. And like I said, it's April 17th, so it's been January, February, March, April, 3.5 months of this journey. And I'm so excited to tell you guys that I have lost 21 pounds, almost 22. So I've lost over 20 pounds since my highest weight. So my highest weight that I recorded was in 2020, and I wrote it down on one of my tracking apps. And I am 21 pounds down from that weight. And I am elated about that because I really wanted to do this journey for myself and no one else. I've kind of talked about it in a couple of the vlogs that I filmed, and if you check out my TikTok, I'll link my TikTok in the description down below. I also talk about it on my TikTok. I talk about it a little bit on my Instagram, but I have a history of high blood pressure and diabetes in my family. and I got a recommendation that I should pay close attention to my high blood pressure in my future. And I only got a high blood pressure reading one time, and that was enough for me to like kick things into gear. And so the things that really help with high blood pressure, high cholesterol, diabetes, insulin resistance, like I've been learning about all of these things online. The things that really help is consistent exercise, cardio, reducing salt, reducing red meat, which is a huge thing that I've done in the past 4 months, is I have really stuck to limiting my red meat consumption, which I'm really proud of. I eat a lot of fish. I'm pescatarian. So anyways, that is my biggest check-ins, like for sure in this video. Is I'm sure some of you like saw my YouTube videos and were like, okay, she's doing this or they're doing this like weight loss journey, fitness journey again, but how is it going? Like, where are they, So I've been keeping it up. I've been steady in the gym. I exercise in the gym mostly, and I do a lot of walking. And yeah, I love going to the gym. That's like my favorite thing to do. So yeah, gym life is how I've been able to get here, and also a bunch of like, I track my food a lot. So I don't want to dedicate this video to like how I lost 20 pounds. I actually want that to be a separate video, and I actually don't want to make that video until June, until it is the 6-month mark, because that's what a lot of my peers and fitness and health friends in my community have told me, is that like the 6-month mark really is like the big difference making. So that's all to say that I just wanted to give this little check-in that I'm still steady, hitting the gym, doing my Apple Watch thing. And I post a lot of like gym stuff. Like I said, check out my TikTok. I do like come to the gym with me, exercise, things like that. But I'm going to save the like how I did it all. And I have a whole notes draft dedicated to this, where I'm going to tell you literally like every single thing that I do to have lost over 20 pounds in 3 months. And yeah, so anyways, I'm so proud of myself. I'm so happy about that. The other thing that I really wanted to mention is just like how good I feel in my body, how much confidence I have, how much energy I have. I've been getting so many compliments just about how my energy is so good, how my face has been changing. And like, for me, listen, like, yes, there's aesthetics and there's appearances and there's all this kind of like shallow stuff that really doesn't matter. But at the end of the day, I can tell you, as a non-binary woman and a young woman growing up in our society, is like, when you look in the mirror and you don't feel confident and you don't feel your best self, and you see pictures of yourself and you know that there was a time where you didn't look like this, and you know that you can achieve something different for yourself. I think that is what really happened to me. I tell, like, because I've been talking about this, a lot with my friends and my community and my family and stuff, about like, what was the thing that made you did it? And what really made me do it is in 2021, I took my graduation pictures with my dad. And, just like everyone else, we were doing a year of quarantine and pandemic, like, where we were not going to the gyms, we were not walking, we were not, I think a lot of people in California can relate to this change in lifestyle that happened to many of us. And I saw my graduation pictures and I was so proud of them. I think I look so adorable. I love them. But I looked at my face and I saw a face that I didn't recognize and that I hadn't come to terms with after the year of the pandemic. Because when I was in college, I was super active, going to the gym constantly, walking around campus all day. And then to go from that, like instantly into, I've spent like a year inside trying to protect my parents. That is just like a huge shift, you know? And so like seeing my highest weight and then seeing those pictures of me, that was my moment of like, you know what? I can do this. Like, I want better for myself. I know that I can achieve better for myself. The pandemic restrictions are going down and it's time. You know, it's just time. So, yeah, like, I just am so proud of myself for setting a goal, sticking to it, and, you know, accomplishing that, you know? And, like, even from the very beginning of the journey, I never said, like, I want to lose X amount of pounds, you know? Like, all of these apps or whatever ask you for your goal weight, but, like, that really doesn't matter, you know? It's more just about, like, how you feel in your body. And it was more, I wanted to feel better in my body, and guess what? I'm there. I am there. So that was my check-in for the weight loss, you know? I'm so happy, so proud of myself. So like, cheers to that, you know? Okay. So the next little check-in that I wanted to give is my job check-in, how work life is going, because so like many of you have followed me for many years now, and I am a graduate of Scripps College. So I graduated in 2020 in December, and I am for sure a member of the pandemic, you know, generation who graduated into a pandemic, who graduated into like a super chaotic, economically straining and stressful situation, you know? So like, I remember like a lot of, you know, older millennials talking about when they graduated in 2008 in the really big economic recession. And so I would say the equivalent of that is equivalent or maybe even more extreme is the 2020 graduates. And as you've been following my journey, you know, I was thinking about law school. I was thinking about public radio. I was thinking about documentary film. I was thinking about PhD. I was thinking about masters, you know, and in like one of my most recent vlogs from January, I kind of gave the update of like, you know, I have a full-time job now. And again, this was after I was doing competing offers in public radio, and I've landed in language revitalization. I am a linguist. And what's so cool about that is like my very first internship post-grad was in language revitalization. And then I did many related like work and opportunities to that in 2021. But to like be in this place in April where I have a full-time job with excellent benefits and like a really great working environment. Yeah, to like be here, you know, after a year of internships and job searching, you know, so I started job searching in October and then I was employed by January. So from January 2021 to November, I was doing like internships and trying to figure myself out, doing so many things, you know. And so here I am now, and I'm like in my 4th month, technically my 7th month actually, but my 4th month as a full-time employee. And yeah, I just wanted to tell y'all how much I love it and how much I'm learning. Like, I'm seriously learning so much on the job every day. And what I love about my job is like how there's new challenges and new things to get excited about, like every day and every week. So in this job as well, like I'm working in education, and in undergrad, you know, I've like my whole life I've had a passion for education, you know, like since I was 4 years old, I've had a passion for education, you know, so I absolutely love learning, and I love the ambition that education requires. And I think it's like seriously a perfect fit for me. And so I think one of the coolest things about my job is like I've been going to so many field trips and like events and meeting and like just being involved in the community, and like I just love that. Like, and it's so funny because you know, I was really like thinking about public radio, and I really wanted to do public radio last year, so much so that I moved for it, you know, and I had taken a sociology of education class in undergrad, and it really excited me, and I learned so much then too. But to actually now be in the field, like I'm so happy. I'm so happy with where I'm at. I'm so grateful. Yeah, I love my job. And like the biggest thing too is like in March, we started going in person again. So we've been showing up in the office on a regular basis every week. And especially after the remote situation from 2020 to 2021, it's like I am just such an extrovert, and I really enjoy being in person. I really love being around students and kids and adults and all of that. It's just like, yeah, I just love it. So yeah, I would say like right now I've been really like just trying to find a schedule and a balance that works for me, because I'm doing a full-time job Monday through Friday, and I'm trying to figure out like how can I also go to the gym and exercise? How can I prioritize therapy and my mental health? How can I work on learning, expanding my mind, reading? And how can I work on my side projects and my passion projects and my just like life enjoyments, you know? So I would say like that is my lesson to be learning in 2022, is like finding that balance, you know? So I think I've been doing a pretty good job so far. I've been, you know, getting a lot of things done, making progress, and I've been keeping my mental health, and I've been keeping my health and my spirit and my, you know, because like that's the thing that we talk about in education as well, as it's like mind, body, spirit, like they're all connected, you know, and education encompasses mind, body, spirit in that way. And so I just really am working on that balance right now. And like the other thing that I am going to talk about at the end of this video is like, how do I fit my content creation into this, you know, because what I love about YouTube, you know, and what I've loved about documenting my life over the years is just how cool it is to look back and be like, wow, like look at all the stuff I did, you know, look at when I was living there, and look at when I was thinking this, and look at when I was reading this or watching this and going to this event and hanging out with these friends and this part of my life, you know? So I still want to make sure that I'm documenting my life, because, and that's like a funny thing that I talk about. I was telling this to one of my really good friends who's in recovery and sobriety, and we were getting coffee a couple weeks ago on a Friday. And, like, he was just really, like, complimenting me on my YouTube and stuff and, like, talking about, like, how it could really turn into something, And I told him, like, yes, I've totally thought about that, like, my YouTube can be a business and a lucrative opportunity or whatever, but I don't really think I want that much. I think that what I love about being a small YouTuber and, this just being my hobby and my passion is that, like, it's just been fun. Like, it's just been good vibes and it's been, like, cool, And I am part of that generation who, like, lives for the side hustle and lives for the side gigs and lives for the, like, constantly be working and grinding and blah blah productivity and blah, and I get that, but there's some things that you can just do them purely because you enjoy them. Like, I, Carolann, am fully giving you the permission to do a hobby, a craft, an art, a sport, anything, literally anything. You can literally just do something purely because you enjoy it. And it doesn't have to be any deeper than that, And so that's something that I think I'm finding out in this year of 2022 is like, okay, so we had college Carolann who figured out how to document and YouTube and bring you along for that journey. Okay, we had that version of Carolann. Now we're seeing full-time employed, adulthood, working, aging, not aging and like maturing, evolving Carolann. And like, how do we document that? And how do we fit YouTube into that version of their life, right? So that is kind of like where I'm at with my job update, is that I love it. It's going so amazing. And I have nothing but excellent things to say. And especially like even the challenges, and I will admit, like, there are challenges to any job that you do. And I would say I recently sometimes get a little bit of imposter syndrome. And I learned about that term in my undergraduate career when I started going to a private elite liberal arts college that was like described as like the Ivy Leagues of, Southern California. Like, that's what everybody called Pomona and Harvey Mudd and Pitzer and all this stuff. And I heard that term imposter syndrome, where like you feel like you don't belong and you feel like you don't deserve it, and like your brain is tricking you and is like, you're an imposter, like they gave you this opportunity to go to this school, but like you didn't deserve it, you don't belong here, right? Like, that's the idea of imposter syndrome. And so I get that sometimes when I'm in my job, especially when it comes to linguistics, where it's a sharp learning curve sometimes. And what's really great is I voice those insecurities and those anxieties, and like my support network just like uplifts me. And like I said it to my friend, and they were like, Carolann, if anyone is fit to be doing this job, it's you. Like, believe in yourself, like you are who we want to be working here, like working in this type of position. And so I just have to interrupt my imposter syndrome every now and then and be like, okay, it's okay. I'm where I'm supposed to be, So that was like one of my other big things that I really wanted to update you on was, how's the job going? So the other thing that I really wanted to check in about and give you updates on is my book club and my bookstore. So I haven't made like the most amount of content about that on my YouTube. So I'm gonna like plug it on the screen right here. So in August 2020, in the midst of the pandemic, and me making YouTube videos and stuff, me and a couple people online, like, we got this idea to do a book club for Indigenous authors. And it's been going like so well since then. It's like exceeded my expectations for sure. And I've learned so much. And so like, yeah, so our book club, like, we have almost 4,000 followers on Facebook. On Instagram. We have almost like 1,000, like 2,000 maybe followers on Twitter. And we have followers on Facebook. And I even started us a TikTok, right? And in this journey of doing this book club, I feel so pretentious saying this, but I would describe myself as like a bookstagrammer or like a book influencer maybe, which is like, I know, like, it sounds so funny to say, but it's true. Like, there's this entire community online where we rave and gush about books, and we get opportunities to like do that, and it takes us places, and we meet people, and we go to like, anyways, in this whole journey in the past 2 years of being involved in the book community, I have met so many cool people, so many supportive people. I've met publishers, I've met marketing people, I've met editors, I've met, bookstore owners, I've met book indie stuff, I've met other bookstagrammers, I've met authors, I've met, so many people. And like, in this journey, I came to meet, I would say, someone who I would describe right now as my mentor, who is a bookstore owner and selling books of the exact type of books that I want to be selling, and the exact kind of books that I want to be promoting. And so I met him, and so since then, for the past year, I've been working on how can I make this bookshop idea come to life, right? So I have the book club, but now I really want to do like the book shop, the book store, the book pop-up kind of thing, And I've been working on that for like a year. And so, anyways, I found a mentor, and he's been really helping me a lot. And like a couple weeks, like a week ago, earlier this week maybe, or like a week ago, I decided to launch and do that transition of also becoming a bookshop. So, Indigenous Book Club, I'll put our logo. This is Indigenous Book Club, where we read Indigenous authors together, and I help promote Indigenous books, and I help get Indigenous authored books into our members' hands. So I would say that is kind of like our deal. We read authors together. I share about Indigenous authors. That's kind of the thing about Indigenous Book Club. On the other hand, I'll show you the other logo, Quiet Quail Books, which is a name that I came up with. Quiet Quail Bookshop is a book selling business that is focused on selling quality Indigenous authored books and connecting with the California book community and the book community at large, right? In either domestically or internationally. And so, yeah, those are like my two big passion projects right now. And I launched Quiet Quail Books. I've been updating our website. Sorry, my camera cut me off. But yeah, I launched Quiet Quail Books, and I've been just like doing that transition into being a seller, being a retail owner, being a business owner. And so, yeah, that's like another huge update that I really wanted to give in this video. And I really hope that y'all would check us out, follow us, maybe buy a book or two from our bookshop account. And yeah, like stay tuned because I have many things coming. And one of them, two of them are actually pop-ups in around the area. So yeah, I'm so excited about the pop-ups, and I was working on that really hard this morning and, you know, solidifying details and getting the supplies and things that I need to make that pop-up happen. So anyways, yeah, so the last thing that I wanted to talk about in terms of this check-in is like my content creation, you know, like my YouTube channel. And I've like always wanted and I've always aspired to be a consistent YouTuber, someone who uploads every week, someone who uploads on a schedule, you know, and that hasn't worked out for me yet in my life. But I'm still hoping that there's a chance that it could someday. And so, yeah, like I have YouTube ideas. I'm not going to beg y'all for YouTube ideas like sometimes I do because I want to deliver you content. But I'm planning on making videos about Shiloh because I've been requested that a few times. If you don't know, Shiloh's my Siberian Husky. And I've got some videos of people, comments and DMs and stuff, people being like, what's it like to own a Husky? You know, like, what is that? Can you give tips? Like, give me some insight into that, you know? So I really want to make that video. I really want to get back to my record videos. My record space is like, it's okay. It's not set up as pretty as I'd like it to be, but it's functionable. So we can easily get back into record videos. I want to continue to do vlogs, you know, and I do vlogs mostly for myself. I don't do them solely for y'all, you know, like no offense, you know. I know that like vlogs do not get the engagement on my channel, and that's fine. It's purely just for me to like have those memories and like look back on them, you know, and they're fun. They're just fun to do, you know, so I love doing vlogs. But anyways, that is some of the ideas that I have. Vlogs, of course, and then maybe some things related to like post-grad life and like employee life and job life and linguistics, because I'm obsessed with linguistics, and books that I read about language revitalization because I love talking about that stuff. In sociolinguistics and linguistics and education and pedagogy and all that cool stuff. So I think that this concludes, though, my check-in with y'all. And I still have so much more sleepy time tea. Cheers to that. But that is pretty much everything that I really wanted to check in with y'all about in this video. And I think that you can tell that I am doing really well and hanging in there and going through this huge transition in so many ways. And, you know, I found a therapist in November and December. I found a therapist. I think I started the journey in November and then I found a therapist in December. And I basically said to them, you know, like, I am in a transition in so many ways. Like, I'm in a transition in grief after losing my mom in 2020, after my mom passed away. I'm in that transition. I'm in the transition of taking care of my dad. I'm in the transition of working a full-time job. I'm in the transition of not being a student anymore. I'm in the transition of losing over 20 pounds. I'm in the transition of like so many things. Like, it's just wild how you like think that your life is gonna go a certain way, and then you do this, and then the blah blah blah, and it's just like a lot of stuff happens unexpectedly. But I'm a very spiritual person, so like I always find, you know, introspectively and upon reflection, I get the answers to why those things happened and why I end up here. And so that's all to say that, yeah, I want to bring you all along for this transition in my life. And so this is, you know, my check-in for how 2022 is going. And, you know, that's another video. I've made videos about grief on this channel because I think that it is important that as a society that we open up this conversation with other people about what it is like to lose a loved one unexpectedly, and how we can connect and support each other, because grief feels very lonely, but we all experience it. Every single one of us experiences grief. And I'm talking about grief of a death of a loved one, you know? We all experience it. So that is other YouTube videos ideas that I'd like to make, is, you know, talking about how therapy is helping me through my grief journey, how I am experiencing life as a 26-year-old who lost a mother. You know, I lost my mother when I was 24 years old. And if you're checking out my video right now for the very first time and you can relate to this experience, I also highly recommend the podcast Lexi. She's a big YouTuber, and she has a podcast called Lexi, and her name is Lexi. And she lost her mother, like, weirdly, like, right around the same time as I did. And I was so grateful to listen to her podcast when it came out and when that all happened, because you just feel so alone, but you're not. You're not alone. And you can always find comfort in my comment section and in my direct messages if you ever need to talk about losing a parent. I'm always there, you know? It's a special club that we're in. The young ones who've lost a parent. It's a special club that we're in. So anyways, that's all to say. That is some YouTube ideas and stuff that I'd love to keep talking about. And I'm so grateful that you're here and along for the journey. Like, shout out to my subscribers that comment regularly on my videos and my vlogs, and my friends that watch my stuff. I love you all. Thank you so much for always being my biggest support and the reason that I even sit down and film these. So anyways, cheers, Pahiko, Hakupa'ai. Thank you so much for joining me in this video, and I will see you in my next one.